Hey guys, welcome to day 8. I can't believe it. I've been doing this for like a week already. Today I kind of like it's late at night. It's been a full day outside and I've kind of like adjusted my camera a little bit. So we'll see how I feel about it. For day 8, or rather the second week onwards, I'm thinking of doing something a little bit different. So I feel like I'm more comfortable speaking in front of my phone, my camera already. So I'm trying to plan a bit of like content and try to like um play a little bit, try out a little bit of like what kind of like planning works for me. So for now, I've kind of have a little bit of like a planning in my head. Um, Never do any script, didn't like write it out, not very clear. It's just a rough plan, and I'll see like how does it flow for me. Just want to share that yesterday I had dinner with a friend, and we were just talking about life in general. We're talking about destiny versus free will, and she was sharing a little bit about like how like in a sense of like she wants to believe more in free will. She wants to believe more in like we can take things or take life under our control. It's within our hands, how we want life to go, and stuff like that. I feel like she's having this kind of perception, or this kind of like um, wanting to believe in free will because of how she, or even me myself, watch certain people how they live their life, feeling like they don't have a choice, and they kind of like just give up to sort of what they call destiny, of like, you know what, I'm born poor, I have to just um in lack of better word in English, I just have to 认命, just give in, like this is my life. I've got no choice. I came from a poor family. It is what it is. Uh like it's about life is about capitalism. It's we just have to give in to capitalists. We just have to give in to the government, authority. Um it's just things are just getting more expensive. I don't have a choice. I need a job. I have a house, da da da, all this kind of thing. So I get it from her point of view, where I even me myself don't want to live in such world. Like I don't want to be in a world where I just have to um give in to whatever it is and feel like this is as much as I can do. It is not within my control. If seeing things are like that, or like the people around us give us the kind of impression of like that we have to live life this way, of course I don't want to. I wouldn't want to. I mean, like, what's the point, right? I mean, I there is a limit to the number of years of life that we can live. Why would I want to live like that for the rest of my life? There is no point. I mean, to be really crude, I would rather die now if I have that kind of like what is the point? But at the same time, I don't believe entirely in the sense of like it's just free will. You can do whatever you want. Um, because how should I put it? Like if I were to see it in another way, right? Like I don't want life to be just bad, just it is what it is. I couldn't make it better. Like I don't have the ability to make it better. Like I don't want that kind of life. While on the flip side, right, if I were to say like I want to have like a wealthy life, I want to have like a smooth life, a good life in general, and I always felt like in Chinese especially, it said like it's like I want a good life in every aspect of my life. I want it to be smooth sailing. I want it to be ping ping an no you know like no ups and downs to life. I don't see it that way either. Because if you think of it like a video game, who would actually want to play a video game if everything is just so smooth sailing and you just like get rewarded with everything you want without having to fucking like to like work for it or to like learn for it, to just like you don't have to work for it. Generally speaking, I don't think you want to play that game. So if I were to relate that to our higher self before we are born into this life, that um I believe, and of course there are words out there, that we do plan for our life, like in a sense of like, when you play video games, right? You did, like, you have a choice what you want to do, where you want to go, but at the same time, certain people or certain events are like pre-planned. It is already going to happen. Now those are what I call destiny, that's destined to happen, be it like people or like events. But at the same time, you have your own free will to choose how you want to react to things. So I believe that before I come down to this life, I want to say, achieve or manifest certain things in life. But before I can do that, before I can be the master of certain things, it needs to be a journey from like having none of it, on the opposite end of the spectrum, like how I always say, in order to move towards mastery. Because even if you like just compare two rich guys, one is what we call like just born into the riches, they are just rich from the beginning, versus another person who what we call in Chinese 白手起家. They are born into poverty, but they work their way out. They learn how to manifest money. They learn how to manifest and prosper. Like I would rather learn from the guy who actually started from nothing and he created wealth from himself. I would rather want to learn from that guy because he moved, he learned, and he experienced towards, to master all that wealth, versus another guy who's like born into it. So if we truly want to learn something, if we truly want to manifest something, master something, I believe that we need to have challenges, we need to have obstacles in our life. If not, how are we ever gonna learn? It's only through experience that we learn. I mean, there's only so much we can learn from hearing people talk. We can only be inspired, I would say, even like schools or like learning from courses, workshop. We can only learn so much. It's only like, okay, noted. I know that, but it's only through true experience, through like overcoming obstacles, that's when we truly learn. And this is how I truly believe it is like. So I still have the belief that it is a combination of between destined events and people that we're going to move in life, and also our own free will to choose where we want to go. And at the same time, even like the worst thing that we encounter that happens to us, while in the moment, and even sometimes when we think back of it, it feels like shit. It just like, I would never want to relive that again. But in hindsight, you would actually think, or I would actually think that if this thing didn't happen to me or for me, I wouldn't have learned any lesson. I wouldn't have that kind of like perspective I have now. And of course, I mean, like, if I've already come to this point, I will be like, I already lived through it. I'm glad I am here. If given a choice, I don't want to relive it. But at the same time, I already have, you know? Also, in human experience, it feels like shit when we go through certain things. But everything, I believe, accumulates in our karma, accumulates in like in our soul value. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's kind of like our higher self is watching us, source is watching us, while we, the part of like just the little bit part of our higher self is the one experiencing it. So I understand that it feels like shit, but at the same time, whatever you learn, I believe, is gonna be so valuable from your journey, your future journey, like from now onwards for your future journey. So um yeah, why not just embrace it? uh this is a long ramble. I also feel like I may be repeating certain things a couple of times. I don't know. If you watch this, feedback this to me. How do you feel about this? And thank you for watching if you do.